Hi, it's Hari Kalymnios, and in today's class we're going to be looking at how we mobilise the hips, hence why it's called the hipster class, so that we can start to mobilise and stretch out those areas that can get quite tight with all that sitting in cars and chairs and couches and behind desks. So let's get started. We're going to just start in any kind of cross-legged or seated position, just for now, just to bring your awareness into your breath, okay? So, sitting with the spine upright, the eyes closed, the jaw relaxed, the neck relaxed, the shoulders relaxed. Any tension, just relieving any tension. Focus on your breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. If you can, direct the breath into the belly. Breathing in and breathing out. Set yourself an intention for today's class. Bring your hands into prayer position in front of the heart center. Bowing your head, fluttering the eyes open. Okay, and let's make our way straight away into our downward dog, okay? So, feet about hip width apart, hands about shoulder width apart. From here, index finger or middle finger pointing forward, toes nice and tucked, knees underneath the hips to begin with. From here, lifting the hips, drawing the chest towards the thighs, bringing the ears between the elbows, turning the biceps forward, so you're rotating the hands away from each other but without moving the hands. Keep the knees nice and bent to begin with, working on just straightening one leg, then straightening the other leg. Good. And then we're going to step our right leg through between our hands. Okay, so we're in this long lunge position. And we're just going to be moving forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Okay, so try and get the right knee over the right ankle, and you're pressing through the toes of the back foot as well. Okay, so that back leg is nice and straight, and we're just pushing forwards and backwards. Good. Take the leg back, maybe into three-legged dog, and releasing downward facing dog. Have another little pedal through the feet. And then stepping the left leg through. Okay, again, knee over ankle, and we're just taking these gentle movements forward and backwards. Okay, already I'm feeling that I'm feeling a little bit tight today, but this is all good. So we'll just do one more time on each side. So left leg up and then back down, and then step in the right leg through one more time. Again, maybe it was a little bit easier to step through. We take it forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. Okay, and then taking three-legged dog, back, downward dog, have a pedal through the feet, step in the left leg through, again, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Good. And then make it a three-legged dog, downward dog. Alright, from here, we step the right leg outside of the right hand, left leg outside of the left hand. Okay, so we come into almost this squat position. We start to elevate the hips, straightening the legs. Heel toe the feet together. Okay, inhale, halfway lift flat back. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees, roll up vertebra by vertebra. Coming into a little gentle back bend with the arms over the head. Of course, if this is too much for you, you can separate the feet or you can put your hands to your lower waist. From here, swan diving, bent legs, all the way down towards the ground. Okay, then step the right leg back and lower the right knee. and we're just going to be moving forwards, backwards. Okay, forwards, backwards for now. Just warm up a little bit. And then inhale the arms up towards the sky. Good. From here, take the left hand down. The right hand reaches up to the sky as you take a little lean over towards the left as well. Okay. Whilst pressing through the big toe of the left foot and drawing the hips forwards. Okay. Drawing the hips forwards. Good. And then inhale both arms up. Exhale, placing the hands out either side of the front foot, stepping the left knee back. Inhale here, engage the core, keeping onto the knees to begin with. Elbows stay over the wrists as we bring the chest forwards, coming down into our knees, chest, chin. Inhale brings us up into a baby cobra here. And then exhale, tucks the chin, rolls through the spine. Maybe coming into a child's pose or tucking the toes straight away, coming into your downward facing dog. Inhaling here, exhaling here. And then inhale the right leg up towards the sky, bend the knee and stack the right hip over the left as you take a twist here. Try and keep both hands even if you can. The back heel down or motioning towards the down, towards the mat even. Can't speak right now. Okay. And then step in the right leg all the way through, lowering the left knee. Push forwards and backwards into this knee lunge here. Okay. And then again, similar to the other side, we inhale, come up, and then take the right hand down. Push up with the left hand. We're trying to push the floor away and keep the ceiling from falling in on us as we take a slight tilt over towards the right, whilst at the same time pushing through the hips here. Good. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot and step in the left leg through. Okay, you can keep the feet separated or have the big toes touching heels slightly apart. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, fold down. Bend through the knees, roll up through the spine. Inhale brings you up into that back bend. Exhale, straight away brings you down into that swan dive. Maybe bent knees still, maybe straight legs. This time step in the left leg back, lower the knee towards the ground. Again, right knee over right ankle as you push forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. A couple of times. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, flatten the back foot. Exhale as you take the right hand down, the left hand over, stretching the left arm up to the ceiling. The right hand pushes down, maybe keeping the palm flat if you can. Good. And then leaning forwards into that front knee. Pushing the hips forwards. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, framing the front foot. Right knee joins left knee. Inhale here. Exhale, engage the core as you come down. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale into your baby cobra, maybe a slightly higher cobra this time. Exhale, tuck the chin round through the spine. Tucking the toes and coming into downward facing dog or going through a child's pose first. Having a little pedal through the feet here. Making sure that your hands are nice and spread. And then inhale the left leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. So you're stacking the left hip over the right hip. You're looking underneath the left armpit. Perhaps that right foot is touching the floor or not. Doesn't matter, but you're trying to keep it in line so it hasn't shifted out towards the right. And then taking the left leg all the way through, lowering the knee to the ground. Left knee over left ankle. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale as the left hand comes down, the right hand pushes up. The left hand is flat, it's like you're kind of almost pushing, you're making direct contact with the floor, though obviously you're a few inches above it. Okay, and then you've got to lean forwards with the hips, keeping the spine or the upper body upright as you find your way into the little bit of stretch here. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, frame the front foot, step the right foot forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, flat, rounding down. Bending the knees, rolling through the spine, brings you all the way up. Inhale. Exhale takes you into that swan dive, maybe with the straight legs this time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the right leg back. Keep the knee elevated this time. Inhale brings you up to crescent lunge. Okay, from here, we're going to keep our knee, left knee over the ankle, and we're going to come, draw our hips down as we bring the left knee down, tap, and come back up, without leaning forwards or backwards or left to right ideally. Okay, so arms stay up in our crescent lunge position, and we tap down 1, tap down 2, tap down 3. Now I'm feeling it along the front here, so maybe that's where you might be feeling it too. Everybody's slightly different. Okay, framing the front foot, stepping the left leg back. High plank, or you can bring your knees towards the chest, towards the mat even. Otherwise, a full chaturanga, keeping the elbows over the wrists, bringing the chest forward slightly, shoulders come to elbow height. Inhale brings you up into your upward dog or your cobra, and exhale brings you into that downward facing dog. Okay, from here, right leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip, stay here. Or if you want, you can release the right hand, so come onto the fingertips of the right hand. You can slowly come down into your wild thing, so you can bring the right leg behind you. Keep the left shoulder over the left wrist. Right palm facing down, hollowing out the armpit. Okay, hips nice and high. From here, as slow as you can, you come onto one leg, one foot, into that side plank, bringing it into three-legged dog, step in the right leg through, coming into our long lunge here. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Oh, as we wobble a little bit, that's all good. And again, we take 3 taps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, framing the front foot, stepping the left leg through. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Either roll up or maybe flat back, straight legs coming all the way up into your back bend. Exhale, swan diving down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left leg back. Nice long lunge, right knee over right ankle. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Knee taps, so coming down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, starting to get warm maybe. And then stepping back into our high plank. From here, low plank, chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, roll back, downward facing dog. Now let's see if I've got enough space for the wild thing here, but otherwise let's see what you're doing with space-wise as well. Inhale the left leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack the left hip over the right. You can stay here, or if you can, you come onto the fingertips of the left hand. You slowly lower the left leg to the ground. You take the right hand right underneath the right shoulder. Left hand is flat towards the ground, active, hollowing out the armpit, keeping the hips nice and high. From here, you lift up, you take that side plank almost, you come into that three-legged dog, step the left leg through, inhale up, crescent lunge, knee taps, coming down, 1, keeping the body or the torso upright, coming down 2, coming down 3. Good. And then framing the front foot, stepping the right leg through, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold down. Again, either straight legs or straight back, or rounded back and bent knees. Coming up, reverse swan dive, inhale, and exhale to Tadasana pose. Okay, so that's a little bit of a warm up. Let's see how we go on with the rest of it. Okay, inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan diving all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Step the right leg back, followed by the left leg. Option to come straight into downward dog or come down into your chaturanga. So shoulders come to elbow height. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Roll back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands, dead in the middle. Lower the left heel. Front heel in line with the back arch. Knee, right knee, tracking over the second big toe of your right foot. From here, inhale, coming up into a variation of Warrior 1 as we come into Warrior 2, separating the hands. So you may find that you've got a little bit more space here, that you can creep one of the feet forwards or backwards, and you're trying to separate the mat. You're trying to separate the mat. Right knees over the ankle and tracking behind that second big toe. Hips and shoulders stacked one over the other. Okay, from here we have Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, raise the hands. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, raise up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Warrior 2. Follow the gaze with the right hand of the right hand. Inhale up, exhale, Warrior 2. Now, if you found that you've got more space, you can even widen it a little bit more. Okay, from here, cartwheeling the hands, framing the front foot, stepping back, downward facing dog. Option to stay in downward dog, or you roll through to high plank, low plank or chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and roll back, downward facing dog. Left leg raises to the sky, step the left leg through between the hands. Again, setting up for Warrior 2. So second big toe, maybe on the center line if you've got a center line there. Knee over ankle, tracking behind the toe. Lower the back heel to the ground. Front heel, back arch in a line. From here, coming up into that Warrior 1 variation quickly as you separate into Warrior 2. Adjust the legs as necessary before inhaling the arms up towards the sky as we lose our balance, and straighten the front leg. Exhale, following that middle finger on the left hand. Okay, keep the shoulders low, not tight up towards the ears if you can. Inhale, arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, arms up, straighten front leg. Exhale, Warrior 2. Good. Cartwheel in the hands. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Staying in downward dog or rolling through high plank, low plank, upward dog and cobra, and rolling back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to take the right foot outside of the right hand and the left outside of the left hand. Okay, I'm going to come here and we're going to take a kind of a squat. Can be a yogi squat, so you can come all the way down. I'm not going to because of a certain knee injury that I've got right now that is prohibiting that full flexion. But you've got to come and you take your yogi squat. Okay, from here you may close your eyes. You may rock from side to side a little bit. See what's going on there. You may go forward and backwards, putting the weight onto the toes, then onto the heels. Okay, so holding it there. Good. And from there, we're gonna let's keep our hands in prayer position and slowly push through the floor as you come up to standing. Okay, taking a slightly wider stance here. So feet are roughly underneath where the wrists are, just a bit shorter than that. Feet turned out, so toes are turned out. Going to come into goddess pose, so we sink our hips down. Maybe we bring our thighs parallel. Knees are trying our best not to collapse in, but taking it beyond the second toe or towards the second toe. Okay, so we can sit in this position. If you want to take a mudra, you can take a mudra. Take the index finger to the thumb. Okay, so this is our goddess pose. From here you can stay here, or if you want, you can raise the right heel on the toes of the right foot, lower, raise the heel of the left foot and lower, and then you can raise both. Good, holding it there. Good. And then lowering the heels, straightening the legs, then coming back down into yogi squat and raising the heels one more time. Good. And then lower the heels, rise up, release the hands. Okay, so feet are going to be roughly in the right position for the next pose, Skandasana, or maybe you might need to go a little bit further, okay? So again, feet can be turned out. The heel may raise in a moment, but we're going to sink into that right leg. Bring the right hand down maybe, okay? Raise the left toes. Maybe you bring your hands into a prayer position. Maybe you can keep your right foot on the floor. Maybe you can even get your butt all the way to the floor. Okay, you can have your hands in prayer position. You can stabilize your hands a little bit here. Maybe you can take a twist if you want. So you can take your right knee outside of the right tricep, twist up, maybe even, if we can do it, a bind. Okay, you're going to see what you want to do here. Then, keeping the hips low, transfer the weight, maybe with the hands, maybe without the hands, over onto the left side. So right toes lift as the leg turns out. And then I'm not going to go as low on this side because of my knee situation, but you can support your hand, your leg even underneath, with your hand underneath. You can still take that twist up. One more time, taking it over to the right side. Shifting nice and low. Again, maybe the same hand position, maybe slightly different this time. Just supporting yourself whichever way. Doesn't matter how pretty it looks. Good. And then shifting over to the second side. Okay, the left side. Good. And then coming into the center. Taking a forward fold with your feet parallel. And then rolling up to standing. Okay, step the feet together. And we're going to take a couple of balancing poses here. So, first one, if you're mirroring me, you're going to put your right foot down on the floor. Okay, spread the toes, engage the thigh of the right leg. Lift the left knee. From here, grab hold of the left knee with the left hand. Right hand onto the hips maybe. And then you can open up the hip here, okay? Keeping it nice and simple. If you want it more challenging, you can look over the left shoulder, or sorry, the right shoulder even for you. This is what happens when you do it in reverse. You get very confused with yourself. Or you can close the eyes. Oh, you're gonna wobble maybe, like I am. Good. And then you're gonna come forward. Okay, from here, you're gonna take that left ankle and put it over the right knee. Okay, maybe this is not even possible for you right now, or maybe this is as far as you want to go. If it's okay, you're going to have your hands into prayer position, and then you're going to sink a little bit lower into an imaginary chair. Okay, so you're sitting into a chair, opening up the hip, opening up along the left glute for you guys. Keep that left foot active and engaged, so drawing it flexed towards the shin. Good. And then standing back up, releasing the foot. Okay, shaking the legs out a little bit. We transfer over to the second side. So your left foot is going to be planted on the floor, the toes nice and spread, the thigh engaged here. From here, we're going to raise the right knee, right hand to right knee. Open up. Okay, left hand is on the hip. We stay here. Good. Then maybe you look over the left shoulder. Maybe you close the eyes. Okay, it's going to be challenging. That's fine. Or maybe you fall like I have just done. Very embarrassing when that happens. Okay, and then you bring the foot or the knee forwards. Taking the right foot over the left. Okay. Have to be a bit careful here with this knee, okay? And then open up as much as comfortable. Be really careful with your knees here, speaking from experience, unfortunately. Okay, hands in prayer position, and then you're gonna sit into that chair as best you can, okay? Keeping the spine straight if you can. Maybe looking down towards the floor. Good. And then coming back up, releasing, and just shaking out the legs. All right, good. we're going to come down to the floor now. So standing at the front of the mat, big toes touching heels slightly apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step the left leg back this time, then the right leg. Knees, chest and chin, or your full chaturanga. So shoulders come to elbow height, elbows tuck in towards the ribs. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, roll back, downward facing dog. Good, and then step the right foot outside of the right hand, the left foot outside of the left hand, and then make your way to seated. Okay, from here, keep the knees bent, feet flat on the ground. We're going to roll down to the mat. Okay, so we're going to take a variation of bridge. So you want to see if you can touch your hand onto your foot when you're lying down in this position, okay? Then we're going to take the right ankle over the left knee, that figure 4. This might be good enough for you, you might just want to stay here. Or we're going to roll up through the spine and we come into our bridge, okay? But just with the foot open, or the hip open, okay? Engage the left glute here and also keep the right foot flexed. The hands can come interlaced behind the back and you can shuffle the shoulders together if you wish. Otherwise you can keep the hands by the side, even maybe grabbing hold of the mat if you need a bit of stability, up to you. Good. Then releasing the hands if you've got them bound, and then rolling vertebra by vertebra. See if you can feel each vertebra of the spine as it comes down. Then release the foot, taking the left ankle over the right knee. Again, let the knee open as much as possible first, and then you're going to roll up into your bridge. Okay. From here, allow gravity to do some of the work with that knee. Maybe interlacing the hands again, shuffling the shoulders, or keeping the hands where they are. Keep that left foot flexed, pressing down through the right big toe, engaging the right glute. Good. And then releasing the hands, rolling back down, and then releasing the foot. Okay. From here, bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to open up for a moment. And let's just take a pause here. Maybe closing the eyes, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Good. All right, and then we're going to just roll up to sit in, so feet hip width apart. Roll up through that sit up as best you can. Good. Straighten the left leg, and we're going to cradle the right leg. Well, I've realised we're doing it the other way around. So you're going to do the mirror of me. So you're going to cradle your right leg. I'm looking towards you. Okay. So you cradle it like you're holding a baby. Now you can have that right hand underneath the right leg to support it, or you can have it here. Okay. Keep the foot flexed, and you're just rocking forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Okay. So you can test it. You can see what feels more comfortable, to have the arm underneath, or to have the arm like you're cradling a natural baby. Okay, so just opening the hip a little bit, maybe a little bit further. Good. And then we release. Take the left leg in towards us now. Again, flexing the foot. Just pulling or rocking that knee back and forward. Again, test out which one works, whether you like it so that your hand is above the knee, or maybe you prefer it underneath. Maybe you can get a little bit further with it that way. Okay. So hopefully that's opened up the hips a little bit for our next pose, which is going to be quite a challenging one. Now you may want cushions here. I didn't say that at the beginning, but if you've got cushions to hand, it may be a useful one for the knees. If not, don't worry. We're going into frog. So our feet are, we're on our knees. We're starting to widen the knees as far away as possible, keeping the legs in like an L shape. So the shin and the thigh are making an L, and then you've got or maybe it's a bit more of a Z actually, because we're going the thigh and our lower leg and our foot, so on both sides, and then we're just opening up as much as possible. Now you might go flat, in which case I'm very jealous of you. If not, you might be in a very awkward position like me here. Okay, now if you've got cushions, it's a little bit nicer on the knees, to be fair. Then you're going to bring the forearms down and then take maybe the body forward a little bit. So just rock forwards and backwards here. Just see how does that feel for you. Okay, you're probably, maybe if you're like me, going, oh my God, that is not good at all. Firstly, you never ever want things in yoga to be painful, okay? But you do want them to be reasonably challenging and a little bit of a, you know, a stretch for you, okay? So maybe, we're not going to hold this for too much longer. Just another couple of breaths. Allow gravity to do the work here. Just hopefully you haven't got anyone around who is tempted to step onto your back, is what I would say, because that is not so much fun. Okay, if you've got any little kids around, they are just loving this, and they will want to climb on top of you. They can be useful for certain poses, for sure. Maybe this one you need to be a little bit warmed up. Okay, coming out of it, we're going to just slowly come to our hands, and then slowly bring the knees together. Okay. Oh, right, okay then, last pose before we take our Shavasana is our happy baby. Okay, so rolling onto the back, taking the right hand outside the right foot, left hand outside the left foot, soles of the feet to the sky, and then just pulling the knees down, maybe rocking from side to side. I always say it's called happy baby, not moderately entertained baby, so you should have a smile on your face. Okay, although most people, myself included, in quite a lot of yoga classes, we end up just, you know, being very serious, which is, it's all good, but, you know, why suddenly be serious when you're not, you know, you're supposed to be enjoying yourself? So, I don't see any babies with frowns on their faces when they're doing this, okay? And hopefully, in your space, no one can see you, so you can rock forwards and backwards a little bit, give yourself a bit of spinal massage here as well. Good. And once you've taken that, allow the feet to flop open one more time into that Bakasana pose, just for a second before you extend the right leg to the corner of the mat, the left leg to the corner of the mat. Allow yourself, your leg to be as long as possible, and then your arms onto the floor, about 6 inches away from your hips, palms facing upwards. Again, lengthening the arms out of the joint, and then lengthening the neck, closing the eyes, softening the breath. Nothing to think about. Anytime thoughts come into your mind, just allow them to pass through the screen of your mind, just like clouds passing over skylight of a house or sunroof of a car. They come in and they go. No attachment, no craving or aversion to what's coming on to you. Starting now to take a little bit more conscious breaths into the belly. Allowing that energy to trickle down through the arms, activating every cell in the arms. As it hits the fingers, starting to wiggle the fingers. Next in-breath comes in deep into the belly, down through the thighs, into the legs, into the toes, activating every cell on its way as it starts to activate the toes, wiggling the toes as you rotate through the wrists and the ankles one way and then the other. And taking a full body stretch as you take your hands over your head to the floor behind you, stretching, maybe banana shaping yourself out to the left and the right a little bit. And bringing the knees in towards the chest, hugging yourself tightly. Telling yourself something nice about yourself. Even if it's that you've listened to me rant on for the last however long. Okay, and then rolling either to your left or your right, maybe creating a little bit of a pillow with the hands. Take a moment here in your child's pose, your fetal position even, as you start to develop into that child, that rebirth. Eyes closed, maybe pushing yourself up to sitting or kneeling on the mat. Thinking about the intention that you may have set at the beginning of the day as you bring your hands into your prayer position. So this intention that we set at the beginning of class, maybe it was there, maybe it was forgotten, maybe you don't remember what it was, maybe you didn't set one, that's fine. Maybe you want to offer something out now to the rest of the universe. Bring your hands from prayer position in the heart center up to the forehead, our third eye. We ask that we have the wisdom to watch our thoughts. Lowering our prayer towards our mouth or our throat chakra, we ask that we have the restraint to watch our words, especially when dealing with other people, but also the compassion to be mindful of our own internal dialogue. And then finally, lowering our hands towards our heart center, we ask that we have the strength and courage to do whatever is right and necessary, even when it's not the most preferred or desired path. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me on this hipster hip opening yoga flow. I hope you enjoyed it. Do check out more of the videos and the classes that I've got, and I hope to see you on the mat very soon.